I've been asked to do a quick tutorial on how to make bullet drop, and I've just started a new first person template project. I'm going to delete this wall over here so we have somewhere to shoot, and open my character, the blueprint. So as you can see, here is the spawn projectile, and we're just gonna remove this. Well, actually, keep this. And we're gonna make our projectile first, and that's just a new blueprint. Base it on actor, call it projectile. And here we have it. Gonna create a variable called velocity. It's going to be a vector, just so we have the velocity in all 3 dimensions. And it's going to be public, so we can set it when we spawn the projectile. And we're going to do on tick, because we want to do something every tick. So let's see, the first thing we do is we do a line trace by channel. Okay, and where do we want it to start? We want to get this projectile's location for our spawn point, and get actual location for that one. So that is our start, and the end is going to be our velocity, well, our actual location plus another vector, and that is going to be our velocity. Okay, and we do this. So now when we fire a projectile, we should have, let's just have a debug line for duration. That just means it goes away after a few seconds. So right now this would just fly out and draw a line. So let's test, set the velocity to something just to begin with. Let's say 10. Let's say 100. That's about a meter per second. So, we need to, this was wrong. We do this every frame, so we have to multiply our vector with the delta seconds. This is going to be less than a second, and this makes sure that we have not the entire velocity vector, but just the part that we need for this frame. The velocity is going to be per second, so we add this one to our velocity times the delta time. Delta time just means time since the last frame, so that's where we're gonna end it. And we have the for duration. So, minimize that one, open my character, and we just have projectile here instead of my projectile, and hopefully this works. Let's see. It doesn't work. Back to the drawing board. Why the fuck isn't this one working? Well, actually, we have something here. but for some reason it only goes one frame. So the projectile is actually spawning, but why isn't it? Initial lifespan, we have the graph, event tick. Oh, we're not updating. We of course also need to update the position. So let's say set actor location, boom, and that's going to be this one. So now let's try. And you can actually already see the one we spawned in the world is moving slowly through the air. And there we have our own projectiles. And you see right now they're just moving in one direction, even if I shoot like this. That's because we're not setting the direction, we're just spawning it with our default value. So let's go ahead and add, when we spawn it, that's going to be over here. We're going to set velocity. And what are we going to set the velocity to? Yeah, get rid of the annoying sound. The velocity is going to be we have the controlled rotation. So let's see. Get forward vector. This just means that we get the rotation of our pawn where he's looking. We get that rotation and we turn it into a vector with a length of 1. So how do we get this one to be longer? We just multiply it by a float. Let's say we want to move 5 meters per second because we want it slow right now. So this is our velocity. So let's see how that works. As you can see, we have fucked up again. No, well actually we have it here. Oh, we multiplied by 5, and that's 5 unreal units per second, so that's pretty 5 centimeters per second. Let's have 5 meters per second. Just a little bit better. And as you can see, we're actually shooting now. And there's travel time, yay! So there you have it, and it registers a hit. So that's fine. Next step. We want to apply gravity to it, so we get bullet drop. We do this over here. So we have the velocity. We're just going to make a vector. Make a vector. And this is gonna, we want, gravity is a negative c value, set value. So that's minus 980. That's 980 centimeters per second a ball drops in a vacuum here on Earth. So this is just how fast things start to go down, and they accelerate them, yada yada. We have drag, but we're not going to bother with that. So right now we just want this. So for this to take effect, we need to multiply this by a float, because it's not a second we have right now. We want to have, well, let's just move these over here. It's gonna be messy, but that's how we do it. We want to set the velocity, and we want to set the velocity to our velocity plus our gravity, and we want to set it to that. Okay, so see, this spaghetti we have right here takes the location of our projectile. It adds a portion of our velocity vector and the portion it is depends on how long it took since the last time we did this. They add them, and we draw a line between where it was and where it will be by the end of the frame. After we draw this line, we move the actor to this location. Okay, but now we want to apply the gravity, so the next time we apply this velocity, the bullet will drop a little. So we set the velocity to what the velocity was plus a small fraction of our gravity value, and that's basically it. This should be bullet drop. And there's bullet drop. But it looks, yep, we have bullet drop. Okay, as you can see, it falls quite fast, but let's just fix that. We're going to speed up our bullet. Instead of 5 meters, we're going to say 50 meters. That's going to look a bit better, but whee! And there you have it, bullet drop.